As part of this topic, let us understand how to create tables in Spark Metastore. We'll be focusing on syntax and semantics and also the criteria using which we'll be creating the create table command. We'll be dropping and recreating the table that is created earlier because earlier also we have created tables such as orders and order terms, and I want to use the same things here. We will be dropping and recreating. However, before getting into creating the table, we need to understand the criteria using which we should create the create table command or come up with the create table command. The first criteria is whether you want to use manage table or external table. You can decide depending upon whatever is your preference. You will understand those details once I speak about external tables at a later point in time. For now, let's assume that we'll be using manage table. Now, Spark Metastore can be used as a landing zone within the data lake. So in the data lake or big data cluster, we'll have landing zone. We'll be getting files from the source into that landing zone, and the tables that are created to support the tables in the landing zone, we have to focus on whatever file formats that are used by the source system to send the files. So in this case, we have such folder under this location. So let me go to the terminal. You can also use PuTTY or Mac terminal to connect to the gateway node of the cluster, and then this is Linux based terminal only. Now I can say ls-ltr data retail db. This is the folder to which the files will be copied from the source. This is a file system, regular file system, not Spark SQL Metastore or HDFS. And you can see that there are folders for each of the tables, orders, order items, etc. Now, if we go into one of the folders, let's say orders, let me use CD here and then go into that folder. And if you review the files here, so from the source always sends files in this format. So, and we have to stage them in some location before getting into the landing zone. In this case, the landing zone is nothing but Spark Metastore table, or all the tables that are created in a Spark Metastore database, which is treated as landing zone database. That being said, as I am in the folder, now I can open this file to understand the file format. If it is text file, you should be able to see the data like this. However, there will be a technical spec between source and the big data developers team, and as part of the tech spec, they will tell what is the file format, how the fields are delimited within each record. In this case, the fields are delimited using comma. What should be the column name if the header doesn't present? The column names will be provided by the source system itself, and using that you can create the tables. So in this case, we have 4 fields. The first field is of type integer and the name is order ID. Let's assume that there is a document which is provided to you and have those details. Second field is order date, and data type can be string or date in this case. Customer ID is again integer, and then order status, which is of type string. Once we go through the technical spec and understand the column names and data types, we can use that information and start creating the create table command so that we can create the table for our landing zone Spark Metastore tables. That being said, now if you look at this, once you drop the existing table, I'm skipping these intermediate lines which are PySpark or Scala based code. I am only running percentage SQL magic commands here. Orders table is not there, that's why it failed. Now if you see, as we have 4 fields in each of the record, I have created the table with 4 fields. The column names and data types will be provided by the source system. The data types might not match exactly with the Spark Metastore data types. You just have to apply some basic rules, and you have to determine what would be the data type, and you have to take it further. For order date and order status, from source it can be varchar. In Spark Metastore, we can leverage string rather than using varchar, and we can define order date and order status as a string type. Order ID and order customer ID, as we have only numbers, we can define as integer. So this is how you can actually specify the column names and data types as part of the create table command. Now comes the way the data is structured. If you see, the data have one record per line, and each record is delimited by comma, and we have to specify that as part of this clause called as row format delimited fields terminated by. So row format is a global clause. In that we have several other clauses. One of the clauses is delimited fields terminated by. We will see the syntax as part of the next topic completely, and I will re-emphasize on these things at that time also. In this case, as the data is comma separated, we have to configure this while creating the table. Otherwise, it will use ASCII null character as the delimiter, and you will not be seeing the results correctly. And then this is optional. By default, it is text file only. Whether you specify stored as text file or not, it doesn't matter. It will automatically be able to accept these files, and we should be able to run queries against this table after copying the files into this table. So now let me create this table. the table is created. You can list the table by saying show tables. You can see orders is there. Once the table is created successfully, either we can copy files using load, or we can insert query results using insert command. These are the two ways using which we typically get data into the tables. We will get into the nuances of using load command as well as insert with query results as part of the subsequent topics and also subsequent sections. For now, we will just use insert to insert individual records. This comes handy for the learning purposes. If you try to use insert to insert individual records as part of the projects, you have to use it with caution. It is not suggested all the time because there are serious performance implications. That being said, now let me actually drop this database called as itversity_sms. If you take this, create the database, switch to the database, create the table. This table is not kind of a landing zone table. This is primarily for us to learn, and I have determined the data types of these columns along with the column names. The table name is students. The column names are student ID, first name, last name, phone number, and address. ID is integer. Rest of the columns are of type string. As we haven't specified that row format delimited fields terminated by, it uses null character as default. This is optional. Whether you specify stored as text file or not, it will create using text file itself. If you want to use some other file format, you can replace this text file with the supported file format. For now, we will be creating using text file itself. Now I can run this command to insert one record into the table. This will take care of inserting one record. This will also insert one record. Spark SQL also supports inserting multiple records using one insert statement. The difference between previous insert statements and this insert statement is the previous insert statements have only one record enclosed in circular brackets. However, this have two records. The first record is this one in circular brackets, then comma, then the second record. This will take care of inserting two records into the table. Once we run this, we can run the select star from students query, and we should be able to see the 4 records that are inserted into the table. Now, some of the things which you need to keep in mind while coming up with insert statements to insert individual records into Spark Metastore table is that you cannot specify column names the way you can specify using traditional RDBMS inserts. If you want, you can actually specify column names like this, and you can only pass some of the values in traditional RDBMSs. That approach is not supported in Spark SQL. It is supported in Hive, but not in Spark SQL. You have to start with insert into keywords, then you have to give the table name, then you have to use values keyword, then in circular brackets, you have to pass the values which satisfies the column names in the table. If you change the order of these things, let's copy this and let me paste it here, and let me try to change the order of these things like this, and let me run it. So in this case, the table is expecting the first column to be of type integer, the second column to be of type string, the third column to be of type string, even fourth and fifth should be of type string. However, we try to insert with string, integer, string or null, right? But still the insert went through. Now if I run this select star from students command, you will see incorrect results. So the fifth record, you will see null for student ID, and then whatever the values are for the rest of the things. Because integer can be easily typecasted to string, implicitly it have taken care of the typecasting here, and the one is changed to string type and it is inserted into this table. But when it comes to student ID, which is of type integer, when we try to pass string, because string cannot be converted to integer, it is showing null value here. So keep these nuances in mind while coming up with insert statements. Always use all the column values in right order while using the insert statement to insert individual records. And the thing is, you cannot just delete this record now. You have to drop the table and recreate to fix the data, unless you end up using Delta Lake, which provides you all the CRUD operations on top of insert, including update, delete, etc. That being said, we have seen how to create the table, how to determine the criteria before creating the table, and also we have seen how to get data into the table, just to make sure that all the dots are connected, to understand how to create the table, get the data into the table, and also validate the data in the table. We have to spend some time in understanding the data types. That I will be covering as part of the next topic.